This is Twit.
This episode of iFive for the iPhone is brought to you by Gazelle, the fast and simple way to sell your used gadgets. Find out what your old iPhone, iPad, and other Apple products are worth at gazelle.com. Welcome to iFive for the iPhone, episode 144. I am Megan Morrone, and this is the show where we cover the latest iPhone apps, tips, tricks, news, and a little bit of Apple Watch goodness just for fun. Number one, Memorial Day is officially in our rear view mirror, so it's time to start planning your summer vacation. You've probably heard that the best day to travel is Wednesday. Or is that the best day to book tickets? No, maybe that's Tuesday. Take the guesswork out of it and download Hopper. It's a simple app that tells you when to buy your tickets and when to wait, right from your iPhone. Enter your departing city and your destination. Then you'll see advice about whether you should buy now or keep watching the trip. It'll even give you a date that you should buy your tickets by if you don't want prices to go any higher. You can search by price, departure, arrival time, or how many stops you're willing to make. You can also browse through calendars that are color-coded by price. Hopper is free in the App Store. One caveat to this is if you're a fan of Delta Airlines, a recent story in the Wall Street Journal says that a group of travel websites, including TripAdvisor, Cheapo Air, and another one of my favorite apps, Hipmunk, claim that Delta Airlines removed their information from these sites. The article did not mention the Hopper app, but it did point out that this kind of control on the part of the airlines could be a sign of things to come. They like to sell you the tickets themselves so they can upsell you. So plan your next trip with Hopper now while you still can. If you have a favorite travel app, send it to me at ifive@twit.tv. Number two, do you value your time and find that there are never enough hours in the day to do what you want? Then stop listening now. Mute me, or better yet, just turn me off. Close the browser window, delete this entire episode from your mobile device. Are you still here? Don't say I didn't warn you. Here is the latest distraction that has caused me to lose endless hours that I could otherwise have been spending tweeting about the likelihood that there will be a bacon emoji or watching videos of sloths who sound like babies. This time waster is called QuizUp, and although it's been around since iFive episode number 67, when my friend Sarah Lane called it kind of a big deal, I just heard about it. Because now it's trying to turn itself into a social network, and I am in. You can sign in using Facebook or Google Plus to play with your friends or just find random opponents. I went head-to-head in the tech trivia section with a fellow named Sylvian Patrick, and I only beat him once. So some competitors are very tough. You get to choose the topics, which is way more fun than bar trivia, which I am horrible at since I know next to nothing about state capitals or Beyonce. So pick a topic and then play. I am unbeatable at mothers and book titles. You can also treat QuizUp like a social network. You can visit forums, share photos, send messages, that kind of stuff. I bet it would be a great place to meet someone if you're into that sort of thing. But I'm just here for the trivia. QuizUp is totally free, except in the fact that you will waste a lot of time. I should probably not also tell you that you can play QuizUp in a browser in case your phone is dead. Number three, you might have heard some news last week that the Apple Watch is vulnerable to thieves. Well, sure, we're all vulnerable to thieves, especially thieves of the heart. There are a few things you need to know about the truth behind this story. The crux of the issue is that the Apple Watch doesn't contain activation lock like the iPhone. Essentially, activation lock makes your phone less valuable to thieves. If you have Find My Phone turned on your phone and it's stolen, a thief can't turn off Find My Phone or erase or reset your device unless they have your Apple ID and your password. The Apple Watch doesn't have activation lock yet, although it's certainly possible as soon as they can figure out how to enter passwords and usernames into this tiny little device. But what this means right now is that if someone steals your watch, they can reset it and repair it with another device to make it no longer traceable and easier to sell. What about your personal information? The Apple Watch does store some of your data, including your credit cards if you use Apple Pay, but every time you take it off your wrist, you have to enter a passcode to get back into it. So while it is less than ideal that someone could steal your watch, reset it, and then sell it, this is the same problem you have with most other expensive items in your life. Your personal data that's on your watch is a little bit safer. Could someone steal your watch right off your wrist and then hold a hand against the sensors to trick the watch into thinking it's still on your wrist while they steal your credit card and other personal information? Well, of course they could. Crazier things have happened. Have I mentioned that I've seen a video of a sloth that sounds like a baby? This episode of iFive for the iPhone is brought to you by Gazelle. Buy certified pre-owned iPhones and iPads directly from Gazelle. If you've lost or broken your phone, a certified pre-owned device is a great way to buy a low-cost replacement device. If you have a few iPhones or iPads laying around, maybe you can sell them and earn enough to buy an Apple Watch. Visit Gazelle.com to see what devices are available from Gazelle in certified pre-owned condition. Pre-owned devices are available in two conditions, certified like new and certified good. Certified good devices show some gentle signs of wear, but they offer consumers who want to save a little extra money a great device at a great price. All devices have been put through a rigorous 30-point inspection to ensure they're fully functional. Certified pre-owned devices are backed by a 30-day risk-free return policy. If you sell your old phone or iPad, you get paid in cash. Payment is fast, within a few days of your item being received. And Gazelle will also wipe your data for free. And shipping is free. What is your iPhone worth? Take a minute and go to Gazelle.com to find out. Number 4, I have a confession to make. Every time I'm behind the wheel, I have to remind myself not to check my phone. Now that notifications come in on my watch, it is slightly better, but I still need to keep my eyes on the road. I know this, you know this, we all know this, but new research from AT&T says that 70% of people still use their smartphones while driving, and that includes texting, browsing the web, taking selfies, shooting video, and even video chatting. Maybe they're also playing QuizUp. I don't know. It is that addictive. Now, my kids remind me not to touch my phone when the car is on, but they are not always in the car with me. That's why I use AT&T's DriveMode app that outsources the self-control that you and I do not have. Once you give DriveMode access to your location, it will automatically silence incoming text messages and alerts every time you're moving faster than 15 miles per hour. If you're an AT&T customer, it will even send an auto reply letting the sender know you're behind the wheel. Whenever you pick up your phone, you are greeted with a photograph that you've put there beforehand. Mine is of my children and the words, "It can wait," because it can. And this is what keeps me from checking my phone at a stoplight, which is both dangerous, annoying to the people behind me, and illegal in California. DriveMode is free in the App Store. You can find a link to it in our show notes, where you'll also find the links to all of the apps that I recommend. Number 5 is a tip that comes from Max U. Max writes, sometimes when you select text in a doc or a web page that you want to search for on the web, the pop-up doesn't have the search web option. To search the web for a term, select define. If it doesn't find the definition, you can choose the search web option and it will bring up Google search. That usually also includes a definition. Thanks, Max. That does it for this episode of iFive for the iPhone. Thank you for joining me. All of the apps, links, and other info from the show can be found at twit.tv/iFive. Email questions or general feedback to iFive@twit.tv. And if you like the show, leave a comment on iTunes or YouTube or a bathroom wall somewhere. I am Megan Morrone. We'll see you next week on iFive for the iPhone.
Bandwidth for iFive for the iPhone is provided by CacheFly at CACHEFLY.com.